G'day, ZiggyD here with some exciting Diablo 3 news. No doubt most of you guys have already heard about the announced expansion pack, Reaper of Souls. Now this was announced yesterday and we already have quite a smattering of details. That's an interesting word. But we've got some interesting stuff to cover. So in this video, I'm just going to give you guys an overview of what's actually coming in the expansion pack. And, you know, in the future, in the coming days, I might do some more detailed breakdowns and analysis of the different features that have been revealed. So firstly, let's start off with the basic information. The story will be centered on Malthael, and he is previously the Angel of Wisdom, now the Angel of Death. Basically, he's coming up from the underworld, and he seeks to end the eternal conflict by basically killing all of the demons and probably any humans that get in his way. Other than that, he seems like he can control the wills of the dead, so we should see plenty of undead minions coming in the new Act 5 that will be coming with this expansion pack. Now, the entire expansion pack will be released in 2014. We're going to be getting some more details at BlizzCon, and it should be costing around $40 for the standard edition, and then $80 for the collector's edition, which was, the reason I say that is because that's exactly what the StarCraft 2 expansion pack cost, and I think we'll probably see the same route being followed by Blizzard here. They've got their business systems worked out, and they like to, continue with those things. So, next up, the next feature we have is the new class, and it is the Crusader, which is one I'm extremely happy about this because a long time ago, probably none of you guys remember it, but I made a video asking about what sort of class you would like to see in the new expansion pack. And I pretty much described a class that used shields as a weapon. It just had a really strong focus on shields, and the Crusader is most of the way there, pretty much what I was describing in a lot of aspects. So the Crusader uses flails and shields and uses a lot of skills based on those, obviously. They're a strength-based class, and obviously they're inspired by the paladin, a holy crusader of light. Their resource system will be called Wrath, but we don't have any details on how that works yet or how that's generated. Maybe once I break down the video that shows off that class, we might be able to figure that out. Other than that, they have skills themed around defense, utility, and then laws and conviction are the names of the other skill categories. So that's pretty interesting. I'll put a full list in the description. There'll be a link to a full list of all of that. Other than that, we have a new zone, Act 5, as I mentioned. This will be set in Westmarch and the Pandemonium Fortress, which I believe we've been there before. And apparently there'll be no load times between indoors and outdoors zones, which is pretty crazy to imagine. I can't imagine how that can happen. Now, it seems like it's going to be completely seamless throughout the entire act, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure, but from the trailers, it looks like, from the videos that were shown, it looks like we're going to have a lot less load times, which is good. More action focused, no waiting. That's always good. Next up, we're going to have an increased level cap of 70, so that'll be the basic level cap will be going up, and there'll be new skills coming to all of the classes for that as well, so that's pretty exciting. So if you're not too interested in the Crusader and you want to keep playing your Demon Hunter or Barbarian, you'll be free to do so, and you'll even have new things to unlock and play with, so that'll be pretty awesome, as expected by an expansion pack, really. Next up, we have the Paragon 2.0 system, which will feature an account-wide stat bonuses that you can reallocate, I believe. You can be respec essentially. So you can sync these into main stats like your strength, vitality, intelligence, all that good jazz. You can sync them into crit chance, move speed, and possibly some other things as well. Now, this is account-wide in the sense that all of your characters that have Paragon levels now will combine all of their Paragon levels into the expansion pack, and indeed when the update comes prior to the expansion pack, and you'll get the benefit of all of those. So if you're looking to prepare for the new expansion pack, then Paragon farming is probably going to be a good way to do that. And it also, gets rid of the idea that you're stuck in one class, because people have this thing where I've got 80 Paragon levels on this character. Why do I want to go back to another character that doesn't have all that magic find bonus and things like that? That'll pretty much solve that problem. Seems like a good addition. Other than that, I think there's we've got new game modes. We've got an increased we've got basically these randomized loot runs, which will be like 15 or 20 minutes of randomized dungeons, and our boss at the end, a randomized boss at the end, which is really awesome. I'm excited for that because it's going to add a lot of variety to endgame farming. Instead of running, Act 3 or Act 1 over and over again, you're now going to be able to jump in here and do these completely randomized runs, which should be very, very exciting. And then finally we have Loot 2.0. Now this was Loot 2.0 was a patch that was slated for this one, and it seems like it's been pushed into the expansion pack, which honestly, as it's going to be a huge overhaul of the system, and since they're going to be bringing a lot of new items in the expansion pack anyway, it seems like a pretty good idea. The basics of Loot 2.0 will be that there'll be less frequent but better drops, and they're also going to be tailored to the class that you're playing, which is pretty interesting. So if you're playing on your Demon Hunter, if you're playing on your new Crusader, you're going to be more likely to get drops for that class. You're probably still going to get drops for other classes, but more likely to get ones that will benefit you. So self-found should be a bit more viable. I also noticed that in some of the screenshots there's a lot of account-bound stuff now. A lot of account-bound legendaries and things like that. So these might be achieved through different types of farming that will allow you to get these, kind of like we have some account-bound stuff now, and this will alleviate some of the tension around the auction house as well. Next up, we have some new crafting options with the existing crafting options, and also the Mystic will be making a return, and she will be doing allowing us to re-roll affixes on items that exist. So, for example, if we have a legendary and one of the affixes rolled poorly, we can use the Mystics to try and re-roll one of those affixes to improve that gear. And we can also do the same thing with rares. Apparently, you can also add one affix as well. So that's pretty awesome. It'll give you a lot more options for crafting and doing self-found as well, but also allow you to go about improving your own gear instead of doing auction house. It seems like a pretty cool addition. I'm pretty keen to see that. She'll also have the transmogrify option, which can't be, my excitement for that cannot be understated, because as you guys know, some legendaries and rare items look pretty rubbish, and some of the lower level ones often look better. It'd be cool to have a character that's wearing lower level looking items that you previously just haven't seen in hundreds of hours now on your character, but still have that high level stat. So that's a pretty cool addition. I'm pretty excited for that. Next up, all legendaries will be scaling in eye level. So that means low level, basically say there's a level 15 legendary, from level 15 onwards to any point in the game it can drop, and it will be scaled based on eye level, which is an awesome addition because it means that some low level legendaries might have viable uses end game. So if there's a low level legendary that has an interesting proc or an interesting, sort of set of stats, it gets its base stats scaled up. It might not be as good as some endgame items in terms of those raw power, but that interesting extra affixes could mean that could be a viable item for endgame, which is pretty exciting because I believe that should be the way that legendary should be, and it's something I've been hoping we'll see coming in Diablo 3, because there's a distinct lack of usefulness of low-level legendaries in Diablo 3 at the moment. And then finally, legendaries in general are going to have more interesting affixes. There was some screenshots posted of some of the legendaries, the endgame legendaries in the expansion pack, and they have some pretty interesting affixes and lots more flashy writing and things on like that as well. So that's pretty cool. Overall, I'm very excited for this. I think it's all very good stuff. Some of it's stuff that's been pushed forwards back from patches into the new expansion pack, but probably one of the best things about this entire thing is that a lot of the game systems and mechanics changes that are going to be happening in the expansion pack will be free and will be patched into the existing game. So if you're keen to try out those new systems, but you're not sure if you want to put any money into Diablo 3, and you're not sure if you want to buy the expansion pack, you will have a chance close to the launch of the expansion pack to actually try those mechanics out free of charge. So that is awesome, and that's the note I'm going to leave you guys. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.